In making a review of whether or not it would be possible to get a full bath up here on the second floor without adding any addition to the north end, the first thing that arose is that in order to continue to call this a bedroom, a habitable room, it has to have the minimum. You can't have any dimensions smaller than 7'0". So that means we have about 1'5", 17 inches to work with, pulling this wall this way to accomplish that half bath. We are able to do that to an extent, like this. So you can see that we've taken this down. If we go any smaller here, then we can no longer call this a room, a bedroom in particular. At this point, with the egress window, the closet, it has the 7 foot, at least 7 foot, it has to have at least 70 square feet. So you can see we've just made that as well. And so much of that has to be above 7'0", and we just have that as well. So that is about it on moving this wall, outlining that. This wall here obviously can't move, so that left us with 4'6" to work with for the full bath. There's several places that sell 54 inches tubs, so that's not a problem. But the sink has to be out here across the hall with a privacy door here, a pocket door here. This isn't too awfully strange, since these are the two private kind of things, and additionally it allows actually two people to use the facilities at the same time. So in a sense, it's got a good advantage that way. In terms of clearance, the sink here, you have to have 80 inches in front of the sink above you, and that's what you have. So this is a code compliant sink here. The toilet is code compliant. The ceiling is high in here. The tub, while this will qualify as a bath because it has a bathing vessel, as it were, whether or not they will, I don't know what kind of a problem, if any, they would give you about this shower head, because if it's a showering facility, they want a 30-inch by 30-inch area that's 80 inches high. We don't have that. We have 80 inches high from the center of this tub that way, and then it goes down from there. 80 inches at the center of the tub, and it's about 66 inches, 5'6", at this margin down here. There's 24 inches in front of the toilet. You need 21, so you're good there. This is a standard toilet, which meant there's no room in here for a sink. We can't shift the door any further to even accomplish a corner sink this way because the toilet's in the way. So the sink is out here. If you had, I don't know whether, this is this person's privacy, that works fine, and that could be a swing door for that matter. Whether that's somebody wanted to get in here and have total privacy with the sink and this door open or whatever, I guess that would work. Otherwise, that probably works better just open. You can see also I've reduced that closet to half as you requested, and left this open here. But really, unless that's some sort of really good big consideration, having all that privacy, that extra door, I think something more open like this would make more sense. Of course, the opportunity for skylights continues to be or exist at any point in any location. Looking at a section view through here, looking toward the north end of the house, we're looking through the back of the toilet tank here. You can see here's the little shelf, and that really could be the full length of that if it was all going to be tiled and waterproofed. Otherwise, I just limited it to about half of it to keep some tile wall here, keep the splash away from that. Here are some people. This is a 6'0" person, and you can see at the front of the sink it's 6'8" to here. So we're good there. This is the same 6' person standing in this tub, approximately where they'd be, and you can see it begins, even though it's 6'8" here, it begins to get a little snug for someone trying to shower, someone large trying to shower in there. And I'm not sure, this is probably, that's 6 foot, there's 5'6". Alright, if however you really did want to accomplish the sink, the toilet, and the tub in this room, and this is really about all the space we have to work with. These doors are pushed as far east as they can go and still have the 6'8" clearance and all the code required clearances through here. So this is the space we have to work with. But if you're willing to go the distance for a toilet that is wall mounted like this and has the tank inside the wall, it looked to me, while a toilet like this is a couple $100, it looked like to me this whole setup, you know, the wall, the tank in the wall, and the bowl here, it looked like it was going to be $1,300 to $1,500, so about a $1,200 to $1,300 bump to do that. But if you do, then you can get the space to put all of the fixtures in this space, thanks to some very small sinks like these. This is one in particular I'm probably showing at one point. I'm showing each of these too, but there are quite a few. I'll show you here. For example, in this space, the clearances we have, any of these ones I've underlined would work. And these are really, some of these are some delightful little sinks. But any of these, because we need to have about 11-inch maximum depth to work with. Any of those 5 will work, all less than 11 inches deep, or these 3 here will work for this application. And so presumably at that point you would get rid of this other sink. If this is just a hand sink, but that's really what you would be using it for anyway. Brushing your teeth, possibly shaving. So presumably that one goes away. No need to plumb for 2 sinks, giving you that area there. I don't see any way to capture that for use by this, you know, to make it some sort of a door off of here and still give this person access to the bathroom. They can't come into the bathroom from here because the toilet tank, well, the toilet itself would be in the way. So that space remains open for whatever use a person would want. This is, and I'll show you a little dressing table. I mean, you could easily have a desk area there, or other furniture. You know, the chair here. The wall is about 4 foot high at that point where it meets the ceiling. Now, a few other things. This is this twin bed frame down this way. I don't know if I had it. Yeah, I show it that way. Rotate it around. Showing some lighting fixtures in the bath. And changing the sheet would be a challenge, but you could get double bed frame in there. Probably rotate it this way. Wouldn't be that hard. It's 310 here, so it's easily 5 foot high here. Double bed frame inside this minimum sized rear bedroom. Still is able to be called a rear bedroom. It meets all the requirements. There's a few more. This is just one little shift to give us just a little bit more space at that shower head. And now that we didn't have to worry about some other considerations. This is revisiting those section views with the guy. And here it is. This is at this end with the 4 foot high wall where I was showing the dressing table. Well, here's this guy again. 6 foot, 5'6", 5'3". No, that's 5'3". 5'6", 5'9", 6 foot. When I'm sitting at my chair looking at the PC, my table is set at this height, 31.5. Here's the chair. My eyes are at 4'0", so I'm 5'9". So that gives you an idea. A person could sit here and work at this table or do makeup or any number of things that space could be used for then. Here's the little sink. And as I said, it's nice having the sink in here. You can have a full mirror. You don't have the headroom's not a problem. Here's the ceiling. A couple of little light fixtures so a person can shave or even stand and do makeup in this mirror here. I'm showing a shower rod here. Again, here's that seat And it would be up to you whether you leave that whole thing open, whether there are skylights or anything like that. But it does require that expensive toilet arrangement to do. This is that bedroom with the twin bed with the pillow down this way and that 3'2" high wall here, and the bed turned that way. Nothing much there. And I think that completes the review. Go back through these floor plans so you can I'm pretty pleased with it. It's still called now it's still a 3-bedroom. Now it's 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And even if you didn't want to make the outlay for this here, this is not terrible at all. A nice generous vanity. Yes, you can't have a mirror right in front of that vanity. You would have to have a mirror that pulls out on a scissor thing or something like that if the person wanted to stand in front of this and shave. So that couldn't really happen, or do makeup. Now over here you could have a whole situation for makeup with a table mirror or something like that. I think that's about it. So that's yes, it's possible to have a full bath at the 2nd floor. Alright, I actually spoke a little too soon because something else occurred to me as I was wrapping up that portion of the film, or what I thought would be the whole film, and it was just another alternative to just another thing to think about with this bath. We have this headroom clearance. I mean, if that's not a problem with you, then we're good to go. But if it is, another alternative is to do something like this, where you flatten that ceiling all the way out. Like this, with a little dormer. So, having done that, now that gives us some more floor space to work with, besides the fact that, yeah, we've got great headroom now. But with that little dormer, we've also got the opportunity to relook at this floor plan again, because now this tub doesn't have to be pushed way up here in order to have headroom clearance. So it can go down here, which means we don't need that toilet with the tank in the wall, or that expense, that situation there. And this is just one of the plans. I'm not sure what works well. I'm pretty much my toilet's been beside our tub for all the time we've been here, and it's only 12 inches off of here, center. So I think, and then in terms of bathing a child, I think this is wrong here, so I think that has to be on that same side, and so it makes sense. And we have a little bit more room to push this a little further west, like this, and then just put all the plumbing fixtures on the same side. So I've got this at about 15 or 16 from here. You can even put a vanity. Our vanity is less than 14 inches from here to the center, and I'm showing this at about 15.5 from here to the center, and 16 on this side. So this alcove is about 32 inches. But all standard parts here, and probably be better that way. That is if you elect to put that dormer on, and you want this kind of standard full height bath. So that's that. I just wanted to make sure I covered that as well. Oh wait, there is one more thing. I saw this the other day and thought, well, who knows? The possibility is there. This looks a lot like one of those little sinks I just showed as well. So keep all of this in mind. Talk at you soon.